Welcome back, everyone. Going into the third hour here of Roleplay Mirrorshades. Adam, who's at the door?
Nobody's at the door. It was all just a dream. So the next, I don't know, do you guys go right away or do you want to wait until the next day? Like it's kind of like late afternoon. The ferry runs basically like up until like 11 o'clock at night, like back and forth.
Yeah, we want to go first thing the next day.
Okay. All right. So let's maybe jump to that. You're on the ferry from Seattle off to Mercer's Island, or Council Island. You've already gone through customs and like I said, it was no big deal. Your fake Sims have stamps. And you can see in the distance, like coming closer, you're in the last few minutes. The sort of gentle breeze off the ocean is making the pines that cover the island sway gently as you approach it. And like Breakdown said before, the island, like even in regular type space, looks like very calm and placid. Like you can hear some seagulls like circling overhead, the sound of the water like washing up against the side of the ferry, and yeah, you can see the port just ahead of you. Is there anything that you want to do before you arrive? Maybe talk about like your plans for once you get there.
I want to take a selfie of me on a boat.
Okay. Is it just you by yourself? Or you want to get anybody else in on that?
Just me by myself. Maybe in my mind, I'm like gonna post this on BBS and say it's my boat, something like that.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you can get a good shot of you with like some like trees in the background. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think we just want to like nail down where this place is.
All right. So you get to the ship, the ferry pulls in, and people start to unload. And it's all like, I mean, there's mostly just like foot traffic now. There's a little town, basically like a little like cluster of sort of touristy like shops and like a hotel. The Council Island Inn, that's like a big hotel nearby, kind of set up around this area, and then there's one road that leads out into the woods. There's a tourist information booth. Basically, this is the first thing that you see when you come in through the center, and disembarking. You walk through a kind of like artificial, like a space made up with like kind of traditional like Salish like there's a canoe and like a totem pole and some other stuff to like kind of show with little like plaques talking about the history of the island and like the local area. So you're kind of walking through this area to get out onto the island.
And there's like definitely some sort of like touristy type areas.
Yeah, there's like an information booth.
I mean, like, guys, what's stopping us from just walking up, acting like the tourists that we are, and just saying, hey, listen, we heard about these awesome beaches. They happen to be next to this resort that's apparently like kind of hush-hush, whatever. Don't care about that. Just interested in the beaches. And I know it might be a little crazy, but like, you heard anything like that?
Well, I don't have my gun, so that's what's stopping me. 'Cause what if it goes bad?
How would it go bad? It's an information booth.
I'm saying, look, anything can happen anytime. All right.
Go for it.
All right. I'm not a gloop out. I'm out. I'm not a part of this.
All right. Like, I think it's probably makes the most sense for Night Sass to do it.
She's gonna get.
All right.
Are you saying she's gonna fit in here more? Because then I might agree with you.
All right. You know what? Yeah, I was, but I'll just do it.
I agree. That was a good plan.
Okay, Night Sass. It was
a
good plan.
You got to express that. I'm slow, man. I don't.
So I tried to dress for the day by wearing a very wide-brimmed straw hat. We're going to like a beach or resort. But then I'm actually wearing the same pair of glasses that Jenna was wearing. Jenna? Yeah, I actually have like the exact same pair. So I'm wearing those beneath it, and I'm wearing like super, super, super shiny black dress, like definitely evening attire. Like I don't know, 5-inch heel. What's like the fake leather? Like latex?
Leather.
Latex.
Pleather?
Or leather.
Latex,
Yeah. Boots that like go up above my knee. So I mean, I don't know if I really fit in, but I'm just like, yeah, okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah. There's a woman sitting at the desk. She looks like she's really bored. She's just finished talking to a couple of tourists that walk off, and she's like typing something on a keyboard when you walk up.
Hey, do you know where I can get my magnets aligned?
She looks up, and kind of like squints at you, and she's like a teenager. She's like 17. She's like, excuse me?
My magneto circles aligned.
Are
Are yours like severely out of line? Because it seems like it.
I don't. I'm sorry. What do you? Can I help? What are you looking for?
Is there like a Brotherhood location here?
Do I hear this?
Yeah. Of course. Make a charisma roll, Knight's Ass.
She has the highest charisma out of all of us, to be fair.
that is
like,
true.
She's
If
got bomb
anybody's
charisma.
gonna get this.
I'm literally a social character.
That is your jam. It's true.
Target. Oh.
Nice.
A
Wow, you're
17. I
17.
fucking
That's
destroyed
impressive.
whatever the target was.
Jesus Christ.
So she's like, oh, I'm sorry. It's new. You're looking for the treatment center? It's okay. And she like pulls out one of those like tacky like fold out maps and like puts it down on the desk in front of her. And she's like, okay, so the road goes up this way. And then there's like a left here, and it's like kind of up in, and she like points to this kind of empty space in the woods, and she's like, it's like right here. I think there's like a lake up there now. Anyway, yeah, they don't get a lot of traffic. I think there's a shuttle bus that comes and goes. It should be here in I think 10 minutes.
Okay. My friend over there, and I point to Bonbon. Like this is for her, and she's really embarrassed. So don't tell anyone that we were like asking about this. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know who you are, so.
Oh,
Good. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, just like that. All right. I relay this information to my party.
Do you just come up and just say like, she didn't know who I was, and then you just turn around?
No.
Is
that
that
was it.
is that the only info?
No,
you're like?
I genuinely believe that she's playing along.
Yeah, right. You like give her a big wink. She's like, okay, don't wink at me. Okay. So are you just gonna like wait for the bus?
I mean, that's kind of suspicious.
Yeah, it really is. I'm just asking.
Well, now we know where it is, right?
Do we know based off the little map how far that is?
Are we considering taking the shuttle bus?
No.
I mean,
Okay.
if you go like off, like if you go out and like go hiking in the woods, yeah, you could make your way out there. It would take like pretty much all day, and none of you are outdoorsy as far as I know. No one has any kind of like hiking skills. So this is how the characters
I've been
end.
on
You
a
just get
couple
lost in the
hiking journeys,
woods.
Okay.
Hiking stilettos.
I mean, we could all put a point in hiking if you'd like. We all have extra karma.
Does the is the shuttle bus only for this treatment center?
I don't know. Who are you asking that?
Subconsciously, which translates into. All right. Well, is it just for the treatment center, Night's Ass? Like what?
I don't know. Go ask her. God, I don't care anymore.
All right, then I walk over. This shuttle bus, is it only for the treatment center, or is
So
it?
when you walk over, for some reason she seems like kind of antsy when you like start walking over, and she's like, "Ma'am, please calm down, ma'am." And she like looks at Knight's Ass and then looks at
I'm
you.
fine. It just is it for the treatment center
Please
only?
ma'am, just lower your voice, please.
All right,
Please.
is it for the treatment center, or is it like for other things as well?
Ma'am, your bus will be here soon. Please just And she like points at a bench. She's like, please just sit down and stay calm.
No, but
Everything
I mean,
will be okay.
all right, my friends don't want to go to the treatment center. So if they,
Your
is there
friends-
another stop on the way there that they can get off on?
She shakes her head. No, the bus just goes from here to the resort. It's very nice there.
Have you been there?
She shakes her head. I mean, no.
Well, then how do you know it's very nice? It's like the question I
mean,
have.
the whole island is very nice. Please, ma'am, stay calm. Just calm. And she keeps like looking at Night's ass, like, please help me with her, please, before she goes all drug addict crazy on me.
Do you see a lot of people that come through here to go to the treatment center?
She nods. Yes, there's all kinds of nice people up there. They come and go every day.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Bonbon.
Yeah, listen to your friend. It'll be okay. You're gonna get through this. And she like puts her hand on your arm.
So, if I had a picture of someone who we think might be up there, happens to be a long lost relative of mine, do you think you would recognize him?
Make a charisma check.
Oh shit.
Fuck, Bonbon.
I can't wait for you to fail this horribly.
Are there other like shuttle bus routes on
Is
the
it a
map?
4?
Yeah, target 4. How'd you do?
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Not bad. Okay. So to answer your question first, Knight's Ass, yeah, there are several buses that run. Like one runs from here to the aviary. There's like a route that goes around the island and kind of makes all the touristy stops. Like the island is really small. It's like 2 kilometers by 6 kilometers. Like you can walk the whole thing in a day. It's more just that there's trees everywhere, so it takes a long time to get places.
All right, so we could find another shuttle bus that would get us close.
You could find a bus that would get you close, yeah. But for you, you're middle of your conversation. So she says you know somebody at the treatment center. You're supposed to meet somebody there. Or,
I mean, I
maybe
would
if you
say-
show me their picture.
Yeah, so we definitely have a picture of him from the surveillance photo, so I show a picture.
Okay. All right. So she looks at it, and then she kind of gets like she pales a little bit, and she looks at you, and she's like, oh, yeah, I saw him, not that long ago. They brought him over from the mainland. Him and some folks in the robes. He was not in good shape. I mean, I don't know how to. I haven't been around people like that, but he looked like he was. There was something wrong with him. He kept shouting about like bugs on his skin. It was a lot of the tourists got really upset. But he's yeah, he went up to the treatment center. I'm sure they're taking really good care of him. You'll be able to see your friend soon. I'm sure of it.
Fucking bugs.
Do you have another map I can have, just an extra one?
Yeah, of course. She like reaches over and pulls one out, hands it to you.
Do you have that Council Island shirt in like hot neon pink, or just that pastel blue and that terrible lavender?
She's like, maybe. Let me. I can look in the back. We got some boxes of shirts back there.
All right, please, yes.
Okay. So she goes into the back.
I wait.
Feeling
Okay.
at home already, Bonbon. That's great.
Yeah, she comes back and she's like, she has like a neon orange one. She's like, well, it's not pink, but we had a bunch of these made up for some charity run last year.
Yeah. I was interested in being more of like a cute pink bonbon and not an orange traffic cone. So thanks, but no thanks. I appreciate you checking at least.
Okay, no problem. Like,
All right.
balls it up and stuffs it under the desk.
By the way, I'm sorry. I hope the patient didn't disturb you, but she's the one going to the treatment center, and she's, a little weird. She mistakes herself as an authority figure. But anyway, we'll be out of your way now, miss. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So there's like a little like coffee shop in this area and like a couple of like souvenir shops and maybe like a little restaurant or something. And then outside there's a parking lot for the shuttle buses and the vehicles that like maintenance vehicles for the island.
Do we see anyone in robes?
Not around, no. But you do notice on one of the racks by the door, there's like whale watching tours and like, like a helicopter tour of the island and all these things. But you do notice one that's just like a white pamphlet with like a golden gate on it. And it sort of stands out like it's not the like blue and green of all the other pamphlets.
I take it and I say, oh yeah, she'll probably need one of these.
Okay. So the pamphlet details the Council Island Rehabilitation Center and Spiritual Retreat. It's got some very glossy looking like aerial shots of like a campus kind of looking place with a couple of buildings overlooking a lake. There's some shots of like people in like not robes but like kind of all the same clothes, like they have like flip-flops and like white linen clothes, and they all look like they're either like sitting around a campfire playing a guitar and like singing or like like talking, and there's sort of this general kind of pseudo Haida like architecture to it, and it just details like the facility was built 2 years ago and is used for spiritual retreats and for like personal aura cleansing, and talks about like, call this number for a tour today. And then maybe in like tiny text somewhere at the back, it's like the Council Island Rehabilitation Center and Spiritual Retreat is a property of the Universal Brotherhood Incorporated, like whatever. It doesn't actually say it on the.
Does it give like a treatment plan date, like time frame?
No, it just says for more information. It's basically just about the facility and talking about how like nice it is. But the number is like, call this for more information.
Wow, look how nice it is, Bon Bon. You love flip flops.
Not really. It's not my. Anyway.
Good. Keep it up.
Well,
so while you're talking and while you're doing this, a group of 3 men and women, 1 orc and 2 humans, all Salish, they walk by. They're wearing like military-looking uniforms, like in dark blue, with like a beret, like clipped under their epaulette, and they're holding like assault rifles. They walk by, and one of the woman like kind of like gives you all a look as she goes by. Like she definitely like tracks you as they walk by. One of them picks up a phone off the wall. It doesn't look like they're like going towards the phone, but he like picks the phone up and starts a conversation with somebody on the other end.
I immediately tense up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably just, go do some touristy things and figure out what the hell we're gonna do here. There's a coffee shop right over here. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, to the coffee shop to purchase caffeine.
A soy calf, delicious. Okay. Yeah, it's like it's like an off-brand, like not a chain. It's a like sort of mom and pop like soy calf stand. And the guy there, like cheerfully will pour you a coffee and offer you a scone or whatever. There's like a selection of like, like indigenous people's like foodstuffs for tourists. Yeah, and actually I think at this point you notice like most of the people that work here are Salish too. So you're in the
Salish. I thought you were just saying a sailor type person.
No, it's like a coast like indigenous peoples tribe.
I see. Is it around Seattle?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, the country is the Salish She Council. It's like them and a bunch of elves like made a country, and Bellingham is the capital, and technically Seattle is inside the Salish She Council.
All right.
Yep. Most of Washington and parts of Oregon are. But yeah, so what do you guys want to do now?
We're just waiting for the bus, right?
No.
I mean, you could wait for a bus.
We're not taking that
Like,
shuttle.
the
Crusher.
shuttle's gonna come
it's
again.
like
We just
good.
have to determine, yeah, like, are we really gonna get on the shuttle and just notify everyone that we're here, or do we want to, do we want to hoof it through the jungle to make it there? And
We can take a different shuttle. They go all around the island. So we'll just take one that stops at like a place nearby that's not super sketchy, and then we'll get you there, Bon Bon, okay?
Do
All right.
We'll go there with you.
Do do you have to like scan your ID or anything when you get onto a bus in this world, Adam?
Normally, if it was like a municipal bus, sure, but these are all sort of paid for by like Council Island Tourist Board. So, you can just get on. You don't have to like pay or anything.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just agree. We'll find another bus.
Okay. All right. So, what's the plan? You want to take a bus that gets you as close as possible, and then just like stealth through the woods towards it?
That sounds
yeah,
good to
how
us,
close
yeah.
can we get?
I mean, pretty close because the island's not that big. There's a stop relatively nearby. It's like on the other side of the lake, and it's the I don't know. It's probably like the Museum Lodge. So it's like a Pacific Northwest Native American like history museum, and there's some other buildings around there. So you can stop there. The bus takes you there and drops you and a bunch of other tourists like off. And then, and then you're free to do as you please. Most of the tourists will like file into the museum, but it's not too hard for you to slip away if you want to.
Okay. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Okay.
Probably just
All right.
skip to that.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So you're in the like, I mean, it's like all forest here, right? So you can like walk along the lake, and standing where you are, if you go around the back of the museum, you can see a couple of these like log buildings across the lake. You can see some people like moving around, and from the look, like Night Test, from what you saw on the pamphlet, you can definitely like this is definitely the place. It's just on the other side of the lake there.
And okay, we keep going?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna like, how I guess I want to know how you're approaching. Like, are you just gonna like walk through the woods towards it? Are you gonna like try to sneak up?
I mean, like, even from where we're at, can we see anything? Like, can we tell, hey, this is a big compound with walls? Like, we obviously don't want to sneak through the forest to the front entrance.
Yeah, make a roll, make an intelligence roll.
Okay. I'll do that. Target number 4.
Yeah.
Damn.
Holy shit!
Damn.
That might
Girl.
be. That's the second best roll we've seen. Didn't someone have a 30?
22.
No, we've seen higher than 22.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, someone had a 30, I
magnificent.
think. That's what I was saying.
That's
Second
awesome.
best.
Insane.
Good work.
Good roll.
It's the highest one in months for sure.
So that's the best roll we've had in this game all month. So
Months.
yeah, at first it looks like a placid sort of like getaway resort kind of a place, but I think that Bonbon, while you like scan the horizon, you do notice that there are like you notice a group of like armed guys like patrolling the woods. You see a group of guys with rifles leave one of the buildings, one of the outbuildings, and head off into the trees.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
One of the guards,
Yeah, like the facility
like that we
not,
saw earlier.
No, not the same guys. These are ones. They look like paramilitaries. They're wearing like black fatigues and carrying weapons. And you notice them like they leave one of the buildings and they look like they're going off on patrol maybe or something.
And there's just one guy that went off on patrol.
There's a group of two of them.
Sorry, this is from the resort.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I tell everyone what I just saw.
Okay.
So how do we want to attack this?
I don't know if we have that's the right way for that. I mean, we didn't bring any gear, right? We didn't. All we have is just kind of like what's on our bodies, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to retroactively have like tried to like, I usually assume Night's Ass tries to
Yeah,
sneak a
my-
pistol around with her because that usually just comes up.
Yeah, mine's usually on me. There's no way they found it.
Well, nobody patted you down like you went through like a metal detector or whatever, but you I mean the concealment roll is a thing. So if you want to just be like, I definitely have my weapon on me, we can roll to see if you actually do.
I definitely have my weapon on me.
Yeah, okay. Why don't you make a just roll the number of dice that it has for concealment. Let me check here.
Concealment isn't a.
Let's see, because yeah, the higher the concealment, yeah, the more like, okay, that's perfect. Yeah, roll. What weapon did you try to sneak on with you?
It's my Aries.
Aries what?
The best one. Aries Viper.
The Viper. Okay, roll 5 dice. Let's say target number 5, and if you can get a success, then yeah, you managed to sneak it on with you.
Oh,
Is this
man.
roll?
I mean, you can spend karma if you want to reroll.
And it's just one gun. Is it really gonna help us out that much?
One gun's better than 0.
Well,
I don't know if it is.
I don't know if
It's
we're
my
gonna-
Aries.
I mean, this isn't supposed to be a run and gun mission, right?
Sorry, this is a
supposed to
sneaking
be
mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if there's people with AKs, like, we cannot make it a sneaking mission. Like, it would be bad if we got caught with nothing.
Right.
So I feel like we have to go back and figure out how to get on the island with weapons.
Yeah, 'cause even if I got my gun, I feel like we still need more than that. Or I don't know.
I mean, if we can kidnap. Oh God.
I like how just the word kidnap makes you feel like
Uneasy.
yeah.
Right? I mean,
Right?
If we can kidnap one of them, I can try to mind probe him.
But
My gun has a silencer, so it is a way that we could take one and kill them, and then take their AK. Then we doubled our
that's-
guns.
The opposite of kidnapping.
Well, we kidnapped them to kill them, right?
No, we kidnap them to find out information. And then we leave them kidnapped until someone else finds them. We don't
these
kill
two
them.
gods. You're talking about these gods.
I'm just saying, if we can find somebody that we could possibly get information from.
I mean, right now, they have no idea that we're coming. The moment we do anything to alert them, then we come back here and there's more security and there's more shit to deal with.
True.
We
Yeah,
have
you
the
really
choice.
have this one shot at it.
Right, so we either have a choice that we're going to be fucking insane and walk into here, or we're going to have to go back and figure out how to get us and everything we need to this island. We know where it is. We know where we need to go. I don't think Javier's leaving anytime soon. It's better to be prepared. We should go back and figure out a way to get our stuff on this island.
well, they have. When we came over here, did we see like other patrol boats, like Coast Guard type boats?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Do we like this resort isn't entirely military people and guns, right? There's like plenty of normal people.
Yeah, I mean they're doing a pretty good job keeping like based on how sneaky this is, you wouldn't be surprised if they had other perimeter security. Plus you haven't really like scoped the place out aside from looking at it. Like you're all standing kind of around the back of this museum, just like staring across this placid lake at it. Yeah, like chances are if they have guards, they have more security. They have other security.
Right.
But they're not obvious and seen, right? You can't like it's not like they have like, you know, mecha walking around. There's just they're subtle about it.
Yeah. I mean, we only got one shot. And I think we need to go back and tackle this the right way.
Didn't
But even
Right.
if we went back to get weapons, like we still can't just use those weapons.
What do you mean?
Well, we're not gonna go in here guns a-blazing.
I mean, you would be. I'm gonna point this out. You would literally be invading a foreign country if you went and got a bunch of guns. Like it would
Right.
be. It would be an act of war, essentially. The government would be
Yeah.
like, "We're not responsible for this," but yeah, it's like you're crossing a government border. It'd be like, "No, we could just like go get some guns and go up to Canada. It'd be no big deal, right?" Would be a big deal. Don't do that.
I mean, what are our chances of actually like getting these gods' guns?
And there's 4 of you, and there's 2 of them.
Yeah,
Why don't we just...
breakdown could make him throw up. It could.
Could I have brought my drone with me?
Yeah, sure. Because the drone just has like. I mean, it's like taking a
He's a-
camera with you, right?
Yeah. He would follow me around everywhere I go. So like,
I assume. Yeah, I
If they
assume you
let
have
me.
your-
yeah.
And of course,
Would be
your
just a
drone
carry-
has a Ares in it, right?
We don't need. My gun won't do anything for us.
Well, okay. Just-
Debatable.
We are in a good position now, though, because if it turns out that we're in a little too deep into weird stuff and the mission isn't worth it anymore, we can pit as technology against these people and just let them duke it out with each other. And then we
Couldn't-
won't be on their radar anymore.
Couldn't
Right?
one of you just like do what I do and like dress up as one of these crazy people and then just act lost to the guard, like, you know, and then maybe the guard will lead you inside, or just like you can like pull them away. Like maybe if the guard sees you out here, they'll come over here. They'll be like, "Hey, shouldn't you be in there? Why are you out here?" And then we jump them. Can you create like a bird dressed in like flip-flops and white loungewear?
Oh God.
Birds are people too. Like elves are people. Why can't birds be people?
That's a lovely
Breakdown?
But...
Still, what's my break? I can repeat myself if you need.
No, I got the plan. I got the plan that you're trying to put
Like,
together.
there's all these like tourists.
Although
things.
inside of your plan, you did establish that you are very good at doing that.
No,
maybe
I
you should
guys,
do that.
I am not changing out of this. I never get to wear this. Okay, it looks like
So-
exactly like all of my other dresses, but
Yeah,
it's
totally.
actually different.
Obviously.
So, are we gonna try to stop these gods and take it from there?
I mean, I can go and stop him right now if you want. It's not gonna end up.
I mean, we have to do it as quietly as we possibly can.
I'm not quiet, Bonbon. You know that.
Well, I
Is-
mean, if any of us fires a gun, we're not quiet, but perhaps, you know, like I said, maybe breakdown does that weird cloud, it makes him throw up, and then you go in and you take care of him.
Do they have armor
Well-
on, Adam?
I mean, we do have to remember that there are a lot
Um.
of awakened on this island as well.
Yeah, they didn't have like
Gonna need
huge robot bodysuits, but they're definitely armored. Yeah.
Is there any outside area that we can see people from the facility from?
What do you mean? Like different from where you are now? How?
If there's like an outside courtyard, or if we see that they're allowed on the beach and there's any running around on the beach.
Sure. Yeah, you can see people all wearing the like white outfits, kind of just moving around outside. There seems to be some kind of like yoga thing happening on the docks from where you are. Like, there's lots of people out and around.
Can't we just like kidnap one of them and then do that thing? Or sneak in, like just take one of them, take their clothes. It's fine. I've taken like lots of people's clothes. So sometimes, a lot of times, people just take them off for me and let me have them. You know, it's just people like giving away clothes, I think. So just take one of them, take their clothes, put them on Bonbon, send Bonbon inside.
I think we should call As Technology and tell them we know where he is.
But Don't we lose out on the contract if that happens?
You
Mr.
did
John?
bring up earlier, Breakdown, that we wanted to maximize our profits in doing this
Right.
run, and that puts an incredible risk.
But as technology has a bunch of pictures of us, which means that we're on their radar. And if we did this, then suddenly we would be off their radar.
So you're
Right.
saying that we give up all the money for the job just to get away from As Technology?
I don't know. This whole plan.
I mean,
seems
what
like
about
it's gonna fall
What are you
Shiawase?
working
Don't we
for?
just then Shiawase gets pissed off at us, and then the circle of life begins?
It wasn't our fault, as technology found out.
Are you an insider breakdown?
Oh my god.
Are you the same breakdown?
My job is to keep everybody alive, and right now I feel like we're going through a lot of plans that are going to wind up bad, just based on past experiences with this group. I feel like this is going to go badly, and somebody's
I'm
going
a
to get hurt.
completely different person. Pull out my lip gloss and put it back on.
I mean, we call As Technology, and what's stopping them from just coming in guns blazing, blood mages, and all sorts of crazy shit being slung around?
Well, that's not our problem.
I mean, you have that number, right? You have the cop's number, and you have his sister's number.
The other thing that I wonder is if we tell them that, why do they keep us around? Why don't they just kill us off? I don't know if calling them is the right thing to do. I also don't think going back and getting all of our stuff is the right thing to do. I think we have to act here. Act now, figure it out, and we'll plan from there. So I'm going to go walk up to those guards.
Can we observe a bit longer first? If we're going to, like, literally do this now, we should know what it is they're doing. Are they on patrol? Are they just staying here? Do they live here? Like, we don't know anything.
I mean, they did come out of the compound. They could just be a, hourly patrol. We could perhaps observe for an hour, see if another patrol comes. Maybe we find a window, we slip in, we grab him, and we swim back to Seattle. Well, not really. It's just kidding.
Is there any... Where are we right now, Adam? And what's around us? You said we're just kind of like sitting on a...
So you're on kind of the back like patio, I guess. There's like a wooden platform behind the museum. The museum is behind you. The platform has a bunch of like kind of picnicky tables. There's a little like food area built in the museum, and then there's this lake in front of you. It's big, sort of expanse of crystal clear water reflecting the sky above. There's trees everywhere, big thick pine trees all over the place. And then directly across from you on the lake, maybe a kilometer or so away, there's the beach. It's like a sort of pebble like beach, and a long sort of jetty that sticks out. There's some people doing yoga on the jetty. There's a couple of like canoes in the lake. And then there's the building. And the building is like a little bit further back in the woods, and it's got several outbuildings. And from one of those outbuildings, that's where the guards came.
Why don't we why don't we just
facility.
pay someone on the island to go talk to the guards, and then we slip away?
You mean just distract them?
Yeah. And then maybe they're not even here for us, and then it doesn't even matter.
I mean,
And then we walk in.
Maybe not walk in, but at least we can get away and they're not going to be on our backs.
I don't know, guys. Fuck. Can I look around astrally?
Sure. Yeah. So you just like you think it and it happens. Your third eye opens to the astral plane. You can see immediately the like scintillating sort of aura of some kind of barrier spell or like astral shielding around the facility. It makes it opaque, so you can actually see less in astral space than you can in physical space. So instead of the building and the jetty and stuff, you just see this sort of half dome of opalescent light. And then you see additionally above and sort of off to the I guess, the south from where you are, you see what looks like a flock of birds you couldn't see before. They're only in astral space, just kind of like circling around somewhere further in the island. You'd guess it's probably the like aviary where the like eagle and falcon sort of reserve is.
Right. Okay. I tell
Yeah.
everybody what I see.
And it's like this is an intentionally erected barrier to keep people, like astrally keep people out.
Right.
I mean, we would kind of like expect that, right?
It would require a fair bit of like it's ritual magic that would take, well, I mean more skill than you or anyone you have direct contact with to erect this barrier. Like some exceptionally powerful shaman or magician or circle of those set this up to protect the retreat.
Right.
So what is that? I mean, is that something we should be concerned about? Does it just mean you can't necessarily help us?
It means
they
don't
actually-
magic users in there.
You can get in, like you'd be able to walk in and out. A purely spiritual creature or something that's like that wouldn't be able to pass through this barrier, and you can't cast spells from outside in and from inside out. And you can't project astrally because it'll block you.
Hey, Breakdown. I've always wondered, what's my spirit animal?
I don't know. Night's Ass, that would be a personal journey for you to take sometime.
But you know all about spirits.
Right. I can see your
Spirit animal?
essence when I look at you, but I do not see.
So I don't have one yet.
All right, maybe you're gonna find one on this mission. All right.
We should
I mean,
talk
that could
to...
straight up that could be your goal if you want Night's Ass for the next session. Find my spirit.
Yes. I'm making that my
Go
goal.
on a vision quest and meet a shaman and be like, that's racist. Don't do that.
I think we
But-
should talk to the people at the aviary.
Yeah, sure. I think that's you should talk to them. I don't think.
Sure, I can do that.
Here,
Why
do
don't-
this.
why
Do
don't-
this. Why don't you go with maybe you and Bonbon have a little date and go, and we'll see if one of those guards splits off.
All right, and if not, you just observe. How often does he come out? Same gods. They take lunches. What are they armed with? You know, full notes.
Yeah. No, I'll make sure the Night's Ass does that.
Wait, what am I doing?
Don't worry about Night's Ass. We're good.
Just pay attention to the god rotations. I'm gonna go with breakdown.
Yeah. Have a nice date. Make sure you stay on task.
Whatever.
You make sure you stay on. Keep her on task. We need to know that god rotation.
We'll find a spirit animal and write down those dates, those times. No problem.
It just stomp off. All right. Breakdown. Should we go visit the bird place, the
Yeah,
eagle
let's-
sanctuary?
The birds of prey. Shaman
Okay.
aviary.
All right. I escort breakdown there.
All right. Okay, so the two of you grab a bus and head out that way, and then Night's Ass, you and Crusher are gonna stay here. And
Yeah, I think we
check the
literally.
area.
Is there just a chair or a table we could sit at?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we just go and do that, and then I just kind of like peer over at the guards every couple of minutes.
I guess I take out my notebook and start writing it down, and in the margins, just start like sounding my name over and over again. It's just something I practice a lot, you know.
Yeah, you got to get ready.
Yeah. Always
Um,
got to be warmed up.
Okay. So Breakdown and Bonbon, it doesn't take too long for you to get to the it's like the next stop on the line. And so the next bus comes and you get on and get dropped off there.
So maybe I just, say to breakdown, like, do you think they're gonna help us? Or are we just trying to find more information?
I mean, I think they have a very obvious barrier there against spirits, like against the astral forms of everything. And it's strong, so the fact that there's an aviary here that a lot of shamans are going to be using, they might know something. I can just they'll know that I'm awakened, so I can just say that I saw the barrier and ask if they know anything about it.
All right.
Cool. So maybe you're like having this conversation while you walk up the gravel path that leads to the lodge. You get to a big wooden building. There's a an area of like fenced off trees behind it with like a I guess like netting over the trees. And when you get there, you see above the door, like I guess above the double doors, it says Council Island Eagle Lodge. Unlike, like, it doesn't look really touristy, unlike the rest of the places. Like, you had to walk up there, and they don't look like, it's not very inviting.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like looking for tourists necessarily. So what do?
I knock, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you walk up, and I think that the doors are like, one of the doors is open. There's people inside. There's a little like lobby area with like a map of the island and a rack of some like documents about the lodge. And behind the desk, there's the people here are dressed kind of like park rangers, like they're wearing like shorts and like khaki like shorts and shirts, like collared shirts, and they have little name tags. And there's a guy behind the desk who has like long black hair that's like tied in a braid with some like beads in it, and he's like writing on like a ledger when you come in. And he looks up because the door like makes the like dinging sound when you come in. He sees the two of you, and he looks at like Breakdown. He looks at you first and kind of like glosses over, and then looks at Bonbon and is like, "You look way out of place here." And so he stops what he's doing and is like, looks up, and he says, "Can I help you?"
Yeah. Hi. I actually well, I wanted to see the lodge, but I also was curious. I was looking around earlier and I saw a very large barrier outside. I was wondering if you knew anything about that.
He's like, "Oh, that's a lot all at once," and he kind of like gives you a look up and down, like he's expecting you to explain like what.
Sorry, I was just we were just having a walk and I was looking around astrally because I was curious. I knew the lodge was here, so I thought maybe I would see, some spirits and things. And then I looked over out where the lake is and I saw that there was just a very strong barrier. I was just curious. I figured that people here would probably have seen it and know more about it than anyone else on the island.
Make a charisma roll.
Oh, snap.
Oh, God.
Could I have had like a pep talk with Breakdown beforehand? No?
No.
Like, so this is how you want to talk to people. Look really hot and I'll give you whatever you want.
That's my target number.
Your target number is going to be 6. He's pretty suspicious.
Fuck.
Yeah, close.
All right. I mean, you can spend karma if you want to try to reroll.
Do it. He's got that for.
Yeah, I'm going to. Fuck.
Spend the karmas.
Can
You
we
can just-
contribute karma?
You can just buy but
I can buy a success.
No, only Breakdown can buy it,
I
but
can.
you can still do that. You can buy it for 2.
Fuck.
Give me a karma.
Damn it.
Okay. Take karma from me.
Okay, gonna use the 2. Okay. So he very skeptically kind of like furrows his brow and like looks at you and then he's like, "So are you up from the tier then? What? Well, you're not dressed like a magician. Who's your totem?"
A dove. I know. I probably.
he laughs. He's
And
just
I chuckle too.
He's like, "Oh, you are in the wrong place, little dove. This is a place for eagles, falcons, people with claws." And he like puts his hand on the counter, and you can see that on like actually both arms, like his forearms are like just like scratched to shit. Like he's just got like deep both old scars and like fairly new like healing like scratches from like birds landing on his arm. And he's like, "But you're not wrong." Shakes his head. "We've seen it. The barrier. Those universal brotherhood people. I don't trust them. But what can you do? They paid the council to build that building, and it's their right. They can erect barriers if they want to.
Do you know why they've done it? Has anyone talked about it really?
No, they keep away from us for the most part. I mean, we see things. The spirits report strange stuff going on there. But not since the barrier went up.
What sort of strange things? How recently did they put the barrier up?
It's been a week, maybe, a little longer. The building's been there for a month or so, not occupied. More people coming and going now than before, mostly coming.
Interesting. Okay, well, thank you. I was just curious, so thanks. I'll get out of your way.
He shakes his head. He's like, this doesn't sound like just curiosity. And then he looks at Bonbon again. He's like, you're here on a job, aren't you?
Is he like trying to get me to talk, or
No, but he's just like, there's no way that like an obvious like cyberdub hacker and a shaman would just like hang out and just like, we're just asking questions.
what?
Oh, this is my we're like together. We're just on vacation. Anyway, have a great day. Thank you for taking the time.
Make one more charisma roll for me.
to us.
6 again?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So maybe you leave and Breakdown and Bonbon don't see this. So he's just like, okay, have a good day. Watch your head, Dove. And we see him. You leave, and maybe we see him like he's like shakes his head and he looks at the phone. Kind of like leans over and sees you walking away. Looks at the phone again. And he shrugs. He's like, meh, and like goes off and like leaves, goes in the other room.
I was just such a precious dove. He couldn't bear to call.
Yeah, he was deciding whether to swoop out of the sky and grab you, but no. So, meanwhile, back at the museum, so the two of you were making basically just hanging out and watching.
Hitting charisma rolls isn't as easy as it looks.
Yeah, I don't think we'd do anything of importance except just watch.
Okay.
Just jot it down the times.
Well, whichever of the two of you wants to make the intelligence roll, the other can add an extra die to it.
Yeah, let me think about this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Knight's Ass. You can make the intelligence roll.
All right. What? 4?
Yeah, please.
For target number.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you get a pretty good. You see the guards they disappear into the woods and then ostensibly do some kind of patrolling there. It looks like you see over the couple of hours that you're there watching, you would see probably a dozen different guys come and go. They seem to be moving on a regular rotation. So you watch one rotation as 6 of them come back and 6 of them go out, and they come from different areas. They're all armed similarly, but they don't look like they have any specialized gear. They just have assault weapons and body armor. And I think that at some point while you're watching, you notice a group of people come out onto the patio from the inside of the museum. Mm-hmm. There's a woman in a gray business suit, and she's got a PA or something following her, and she's talking to a man who is wearing he's wearing a suit too, but he's got a beaded necklace on. He's obviously Salish. She's white, and they're having a quiet conversation. And they look like they have at least one bodyguard with them. There's a guy in sunglasses kind of following them, kind of a tough looking dude.
Decked out or just a tough
I mean,
dude?
he's dressed subtly, more Secret Service and less paramilitary.
Do we have any way to take a photo of them without looking suspicious, or without literally taking a photo with them?
Can't Mr. Extreme just record footage and extract photos from that or just take a picture?
Yeah. I mean, you can make a stealth roll. I'll make the target number easier because
I have stealth. Does it transfer over to Mr. Extreme?
yeah, I'll just let you roll for him.
Man, if iPhones were a thing, I'd just ask them to take a picture, then do the selfie thing. Just
Yeah.
switch it around.
Yeah, this is basically just Night's Ass trying to control the drone to make sure that you can like get a good shot of them without them noticing you're intentionally shooting them.
Target 4?
Yeah, I think so. Cause like there's other things to take pictures of. Oh, you fucking aced
Yeah.
it. Okay. Yeah, you do a pass by, you get some good shots, and they don't seem to notice.
Okay, great.
Yep.
We'll either ask around about those or, I don't know. We can't run those against a database, right? You can't do that.
No, you'd have to have Bonbon like scan them and upload them.
Gotcha.
Check from there.
All right.
So yeah, so they sit, they have a conversation. Someone brings them coffee. They have the coffee and talk, and then they conclude their meeting after about 20 minutes or so, and then they go back.
I stand up and like try to follow to see where they're going. Are they going back into the building?
Yeah. They're walking back into the museum, but you can try to follow them through the museum if you want.
And it's they're walking back in the building. It's not necessarily attached to the.
This is the museum, so they were maybe like 30 feet from where the characters are from Crusher and Night's House.
I mean, I'll just follow them into the museum, but I'm not gonna follow so much as to, if they go down a hall with no one in it, I'm not gonna walk down the hall with no one in it. As long as they're like in a major.
Yeah, the museum is
populous
basically,
area.
aside from some of the side hallways, it's basically one big room, right? And it's got a whole bunch of like different historical artifacts in it, and they kind of walk through it. But there's other people in there. There's other tourists like taking pictures and stuff, so it's not too hard.
It's a very loose tale, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. I won't make you roll. I think you can follow them. They won't notice.
Okay.
And they come back out to the road where there's a private car waiting, like a black car. And they both get in, and the car leaves. They drive off.
What type of car was it?
It's like a town car, basically.
Did it look? Would I recognize if it had armored plating or windows or anything like that?
Make an intelligence check.
All right.
Can I
difficulty
lend
5.
one?
Target 5, you said?
Yeah, target 5.
No problem.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. The windows are bulletproof. You've seen this kind of car before. It's like an off-the-shelf, like secured vehicle. It doesn't look custom at all. It looks like just like the kind of car that you would buy if you needed a bunch of like safe vehicles for a bodyguarding business or something.
How far am I away from Night's Ass's book to write something down?
Well, Night's Ass has it on the other side of the museum, so it depends on if you want to run back through the museum. But
I
if you want to just
throw it to him, and it spins into his hand, and then I throw the pen up, and Crusher leaps into the air.
I want to try to remember the license plate enough to write it down.
Okay, I mean, intelligence 2, that shouldn't be too hard. You can remember it at least as long as it takes for you to get back and like write it down if it's the only thing you think about.
I mean, for me, like I see that, I'm just like, don't forget this, don't forget this, don't forget.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
so
You're
much
just
about
saying
don't
the
forget
number.
this that I'm just repeating the number in my head.
Yeah, so
And I just get back and was like,
Night's
give me a pen. I just snap at her, give me the pen, and just write it down hastily.
Is it legible what he writes?
Yeah. I mean, you've seen
Okay.
him write. You've seen him write before. It used to be his only method of
I?
communication.
Yeah.
It wasn't very legible, though.
It's just letters and numbers. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you don't have to spell words, then.
Yep. I just like throw the pen down. I'm just like, boom, got it. We did it.
It's very satisfying.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's like got the
Okay.
license plate. We got it.
All right. So where do you guys go? Breakdown and Bonbon. Do you go back to the museum?
I think so. Yeah, we go back to where we know Crusher and Night's Ass were.
Okay. All right. So maybe you meet up outside, like out front where the bus like drops you off. It takes a while because you have to go all the way around the island. And I think that when you go by the ferry terminal on your way around, you see the Universal Brotherhood like van, the little like shuttle bus getting loaded up.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah. So you stop there to pick up some other passengers, and you see this like white shuttle bus loading up a bunch of kind of like stoned-looking people in like white linen like gowns essentially, and they're kind of like looking around, and like there's somebody who looks like a minder being like, okay, everybody, come on, let's get on the bus.
They're trying to get people back on the bus.
Yeah, they're just loading up the bus from the ferry. There's maybe a dozen people in these like white outfits.
How far can I mind probe?
Sight, anyone you can see.
I want to try to mind probe one of the handlers.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me just double check you don't have to get any closer. I think it might. I just want to make sure that it's not. Most magic is by sight, but I want to make sure this isn't like eye contact or anything. What kind of spell is it? Detection? Maybe? Here we go. Mind probe. There she is. And telepathically probe a subject's mind. Yeah, it's just sight. So as long as you can see them. So maybe like as your bus goes by, you like look at one of these people and go to like mind take them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we break there?
Okay.
Like as you look as this like person is like getting everybody loaded on them, and maybe kind of like looks up as the bus goes by, and we go to dark there.
Okay. All right. In big letters, was about to mind probe.
Yeah, just remember that. We're gonna end it here instead of going the full 4 hours. A bunch of people are tired as shit, and someone's feeling ill. So we're just gonna end it at 3 hours. It's not a big deal. We'll be back next Monday, I think, because no one's traveling, so we should be
Actually,
good.
I'm traveling back.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't even think about like when I get back in because.
All right, we can.
Yeah, we'll figure it out off stream, or you can look it up while we're doing shoutouts and stuff like that.
Yep.
This
Adam,
is the
you'll
real
go last.
cliffhanger.
Exactly. Exactly.
When will it be?
Kaitlyn, do some shoutouts. We'll start off with you first.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you, everyone who watched. Really, really happy Mirrorshades is back, of course. Really fun episode as always. So thank you, everyone. Lots of laughs. And I'd like to give, just out of character for a moment, see, this is Kaitlyn speaking right now. I'd like to thank someone subbed to me today. Their name was Nightsass. It was spelled Knights_ass. But I choose to believe it's the real Nightsass. I'm very honored that you watched my channel. I mean, you're my favorite musician. Everything you do is absolutely flawless. So just thank you, Nightsass, for subbing to me. If anyone else would like to follow my Twitch channel, it's twitch.tv/Kaitlyn. And then my Twitter is an _. Yeah. Anyways, check them out. I play StarCraft professionally, so I'm usually streaming StarCraft. But I'll do other stuff too. All right, that's all.
There you go. Dodger, do some shoutouts.
What up, guys? I'm Dodger. You can find me at youtube.com/presshearttocontinue and twitch.tv/dexteritybonus. And on all the social medias, I'm at dexbonus, DEXBONUS. Sorry that we're ending this early. Part of the reason is because I have a splitting headache. So thank you, everybody, for being patient with us.
Feel better.
I will. I don't know why I have a headache. I've drank tons of water, so it's not because I'm dehydrated. But
It was that Jotun game, man.
it was Jotun.
Yeah, sometimes
Because I didn't get to Valhalla before we got here.
Yep. The gods are not pleased.
I know. I didn't
They're
impress
mad.
them.
Or impressed, that's what it was. Wheat, do some shoutouts.
I will be home by noon.
Oh.
So if we would like
you have
to
an
have
early
someone-
fucking flight. What the?
I
Well, I
have
guess
an
you
early
lose
flight.
3 hours traveling.
Well, I gained the 3 hours. Yeah, I lose
Well,
them
yeah.
going out. Yeah, coming back. So,
Yeah.
So if you're not doing anything, we'll be doing comic and TV stuff this weekend at New York Comic Con. Twitch.tv/Twitch. I'll see you there. If you're at New York Comic Con, come say hi. Guess what I get to do, Dodger?
Yeah, do you got any big interviews? Is that what you're about to say?
I'll drop 2 on you.
Okay.
Go.
So actually, I get to interview this man twice, but Robert Kirkman will be there not only to talk about Outcast, which is going to be on Showtime. No, excuse me, Cinemax. But also just like a 30 minutes, I can just ask Robert whatever the fuck I want to ask him, which is just going to be 30 minutes of me fanboying.
Nice.
But that's not even the best one. And those who know my
What if he
fucking
watches this
love-
show, man? He just hurt his feelings.
Well, Robert, I love you. I would do all sorts of things to you. I think you're amazing, but a once in a lifetime opportunity. Once in a lifetime.
Who is it?
Oh my God, this is exciting. So there's a man from Japan. His last name is Kishimoto Sensei. And it is Naruto's 10-year birthday
Right.
this month. And so Kishimoto is coming to New York Comic Con, and Viz Media set up an interview on stage. So
Shit.
I get to interview Kishimoto Sensei on Saturday at New York Comic Con.
That's awesome.
I'm really excited about that. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. There you go.
Is that like I'll ask you afterwards, or after
It's
when you
the
get back.
creator.
No,
of
I get
Naruto,
that.
the
I get that.
artist,
I
the
just
guy- like.
I want to know what type of like, if people see him and they're just like, oh my God, that's the fucking Naruto guy. That's him right there. Like,
No, I don't think he's like.
A
This is
lot
the
of
first time
mangaka
he's
aren't
even
very
been.
well recognized.
This is the first time he's even been to the United States.
Oh, stop! That's so cute.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
big thing then. Okay.
Yeah.
You just do Nyan hands? That was adorable.
Aw.
Awesome. Well, we'll get to hear about that next week, so make sure you turn into that. I'll get the official exclusive interview with Wheat post Naruto interview and Kirkman interview. So there you go. Adam, do some shout outs so we can get the fuck out of
So
here.
everybody's calling for karma, but we didn't do the beliefs, instincts. We forgot to do beliefs, instincts, and goals at the beginning. So
Ah, it's
everybody
whatever.
just take one conciliatory karma, and we'll catch up with our beliefs, instincts, and goals next
All
time.
right.
The
I'll take it,
the
I won't argue.
Reddit thread is up if you want to go and vote. I miss Mirrorshades. Mirrorshades is so silly.
Me
and I love it. And
was
it's
good.
just such a great time to be able to hang out and have a beer and make stupid voices with all of you. So, thanks. That's good. I would rather play D&D with any of you than Vin Diesel. You hear me, Vin? You
Oh.
got nothing on these
Aw.
people.
Ben can play
So-
Crusher any day. That's all I'm saying.
I love
I'm
Night
just saying
Sauce's new friend.
So yeah, I'm excited to play more. We're playing some more Swan Song this week too, which is cool. So stick around for that. And for my stuff, if you want to follow me on Twitter, Skinny Ghost, twitch.tv/Adam Koebel. I'm starting a new game tomorrow. I'm gonna play some read-only memory. So come and check that out for more Cyberpunk. Otherwise, I will see you for additional role plays right here.
There you go. Swan Song tomorrow, another 3-hour episode because Wheat's got to go to New York Comic Con because he leaves on Wednesday. And then I think West March is on Saturday, and I think that's it for roleplay. Then we'll be back. Well, I
That's
guess Monday.
over for good.
Yeah,
That's
then
it.
we are
That's it.
calling it quits. That's actually the it.
That's
Get
it.
three
The end.
more.
3 more. Well, 2 more, really. This one's already over. So we'll see you guys for the penultimate. I've always loved using that word. It's a great word.
So good.
Episode of Roleplay tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Eastern for Roleplay Swan Song. We're out. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.